Hey y'all, it's your fellow human being himself, Leo here. Hope y'all doing well, and welcome to today's tutorial on how to create 808 bass lines using Rs5k's loop feature. I made a video a few days ago regarding how you use Rs5k's loop feature in general with samples, but this time we're just going to apply those principles we learned in the other video here. And if you want to check out that video, you can look in the description below. Now I'm going to be using OSARA's parameters list for this video, and there is a video on that in the description below as well if you want to check that out. But all the parameters, save maybe 2, you can also access from within the effects window. So I'm just using the OSARA's parameters list as a Blind Reaper user just to make it a little bit easier for me to navigate through the different parameters.
2 armed 808s.
Now I have an 808 track here. And my 808 sample sounds something like this. And as you can tell, there is a very long 808 tail in this sample. So what I want to do is I want to cut out a large portion of that tail, but keep the initial thump. I want to keep that. So I'm going to go into the parameters list by hitting the letter P.
Context menu.
And I'm going to down arrow until I find my 808 sample.
1 cymatics-808.
Hit enter on this.
FX parameters :
And I'm going to navigate down to where I see sample end offset.
Sample start offset left paren, sample end offset left paren.
And you can use first letter navigation to get there. And I just hit the letter S to get there. Sample start offset, adjust where the sample begins. Sample end offset, adjust where the sample ends. So for this case, we want to adjust where the tail ends.
Value : slider 1.000.
And it starts off at 1.0 and it's going down to the beginning. So 0 is the beginning, 1.0 is the end.
Edit selected 1.0000.
And I'm going to just type 0.19 or maybe 0.130.
0.130, 0.129.
Okay. And now if I press down on that sample, you're going to hear this. It's now just keeping the initial attack, but it's cutting out a large portion of that tail, so we don't have a lot of that sound. Now, the next thing we're going to do is
close button, parameter.
Go back out into the parameters list, and we're going to look for loop start offset.
Loop start offset left paren.
Now loop start offset adjusts where the loop begins. So this doesn't affect the original sample. It just affects where the loop begins. And I want the initial attack whenever I press the key on the sample, but I want the loop to quickly loop just the end portion of the 808 sample.
Value : slider 0.00 milliseconds.
So in this one, it goes by 30 milliseconds. And I'm just going to test out maybe what 30 milliseconds sounds like.
30.00 milliseconds.
Okay.
6.
That sounds good. So 60 milliseconds sounds good with a short end offset, sample end offset.
Close button,
Now, let me see. There's not a clipping sound in this sample, but if you start to notice that you get a clipping sound when you're looping your sample, you got to go to crossfades.
Crossfade loop length left paren.
And set a crossfade so that when the loop is reaching its end, it's going to fade in and fade out very quickly. So let's, I don't know, set it to 24.
80.0, 40. 20.0, 22, 24.00.
Okay. And that's basically it for if you're wanting to just create an 808 bassline. You got it right there. Now, the final thing is if you're wanting to create glides, though, we got to adjust portamento.
Parameter : combo box crossfade.
So I'm going to hit P.
Portamento left paren.
And here we have it. For an 808 glide, I've kind of just made a very short portamento. So maybe 5 or 6 milliseconds.
5 milliseconds.
And if you're wanting to create like those glitch effects that you kind of hear, what you do is you hold down one key. Whatever key you hold down, you're holding it down constantly. And what you're going to do is tap any of the other keys that you want the glide to go to. So if I'm on, I don't know, on C, I'm just tapping F, G, A. And what it's doing is it's gliding up very quickly up to that point. Now, if you want the glide to be a bit more slower, just adjust the portamento up.
14 milliseconds.
And it's just going to take a bit longer time for the glide to go back up. So that's generally about it for creating 808 basslines and slides. Overall, hope this video is helpful. Definitely check out the description below for the videos I mentioned at the beginning. And keep safe and shalom. Bye-bye.